All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. This is Exposed News TV, your one and only YouTube channel that gives you quality news and information on everything happening and trending in Biafran territory. It is now official. It is now official. What we've been waiting for. Biafran has been actually redeclared. That is the word. It has been redeclared. As I'm talking to you, everywhere is in total pandemonium. Not the bad way, actually, because Biafrans in the homeland have hit the street, to celebrate these happenings, from Finland, Leyte, to be precise, as Biafran and redeclaration has actually happened. It is a great thing of joy, and I will tell you that it is truly a great thing of joy. I'm going to be dropping lots of clips, from the convention ground, lots of clips, so that, just an excerpt of what is actually happening or transpiring in Lati, Finland. It is a great thing, and we cannot wait, for this to be over so that we can start discussing about this whole ordeal. It is a great thing. It is history. History has been made, and honestly, I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be a Biafran. I'm so proud to be a lover of freedom. And I'm so proud to be part of this. Even as we continue to be optimistic about the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoko, the reality is that he has made history. When people felt it wasn't going to be possible, so many people said a lot of things. Even when he was being interrogated, he was arrested. Actually, a lot of people said a lot of things concerning this. How can you declare Biafra from Exile? How can you do this? What is the possibility? Honestly speaking, we've all seen with our own eyes that this is not a child's play. We've all heard with our own ears that it has been done. History has been made, and those who are part of this history must celebrate, because we only see this kind of thing once in a lifetime. The big question is, after this redeclaration, what next? The reality is that Biafra has come. But it is so appalling, to even think that the same people, that is the DOS, who claim that they are fighting for the same cause, are the one who has been eating themselves up. I saw a post from this so-called man, something gift on Twitter. I think that man is actually trying to be relevant. Something gift official. He said that Ngozi Orabreze has been indicted, and if Ngozi Orabreze, steps into Finland, that he won't be coming back. These propagandas continues to come from the same people who claim that they are fighting for the interest of Biafra. Does it not actually, say a thing about these people? It clearly shows that IPOB-DOS are only fighting for their own interests and not the interests of Biafra. Now, let us watch the historic moment when Biafra declaration happened.
That they have gone through, the lives that the lives that have been lost, the lives that we are still losing. As a member of Cabinet, I stand here to affirm, on the basis of the grievances and of the referendum, for our forefathers, for this generation, for the next generation to come, I affirm the declaration and restoration of the United States of Biafra.
Thank you. On behalf of my boss, my Prime Minister, I'm here again on the day 2 of our journey. And we have been going to Washington, D.C. lately, meeting with Congress, and we are opportune to meet with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. And if you all don't know, Mike Johnson is the #3 ranking most powerful person on earth. After the president, you have the vice president, then the Speaker of the House. And we have met with a lot of Congress men and women, and we have somebody who made that happen. That is the Jim Mora firm. We have our lobbyist here with us, Elias. I call him my friend, and I call him my brother. So we have been in this journey together. Please welcome Alliance. Alliance be doing a really great job. Thank you. Take the stage.
Thank you. Thank you for that very generous introduction from the Minister of Finance. Please give him a round of applause for his tireless dedication to the government, and I appreciate his tremendous support. I also want to provide thanks to the Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, to the Chief of Staff, Dr. Uro Boezi, and all of the honorable cabinet ministers we have here today, to all the dignitaries, and most importantly, to the people of Biafra. Thank you. I also want to provide my personal wishes and prayers for the Prime Minister and his family during this challenging time, and will support him to see him through this moment of challenge. I also want to pass along the regards of my colleague, former Congressman Jim Moran, who wanted to come but could not do so due to some personal obligations. I just want to speak extemporaneously for a moment. I didn't write my speech, but I just want to make some comments about how I got involved in this wonderful movement, in the struggle, because I do think, looking back retroactively, I think there was a divine providence that brought me into this. So it was very interesting. I've known about Biafra for some years. I knew about the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOB, was not involved. One day, by complete accident, online, when doing some research, I came across this Biafra Republic Government Exile website, and I was very surprised. I thought to myself, when did a Biafra government come into being? So I clicked on the website, I looked through it, I became more and more interested. And then I came across a profile of Simon Ekpa, and I thought, who is this Prime Minister Ekpa? And yeah. So I became more and more intrigued. I went to his Wikipedia, I read it, talking about all the work he's doing, how he's based in Finland, and I became more and more intrigued. I was like, this is such an interesting person. I have to find out what's going on here. So I sent an email to the general email of the Biafra Republic Government Exile website, just saying that I was interested in learning more about the organization, because I was genuinely curious. This seemed very fascinating to me. And I received back an email personally from the Prime Minister saying he wanted to speak with me. So we spoke for the first time, and I was immediately impressed. I saw how brilliant he was. I saw that he was a visionary leader. I saw that he knew he was doing, how tactical he was. But most important, I saw that he had the special, intangible qualities of a leader and a historic leader. And I immediately knew there's something very special here. And this is something I've experienced with. I've dealt with leaders, presidents, prime ministers all over the world of different countries. My own family, I come from a revolutionary family in Greece where we've had many generations of freedom fighters. So I have a good instinct when it comes to who has leadership qualities. And I could tell, okay, this person has something very special. And if I work with him, I think we could actually achieve what he wants to achieve. Yeah. Yes. So over time, over many months, we developed a very close personal relationship. And also, he saw something in me, and he said, I really want you to get involved in this. I want you to be part of this cause. And so I began formally my lobbying representation June this year, and I think in a few months, we've changed the course of history. So I think there are larger forces at play, and I'm very glad that divine providence has brought me into this and will see us through this and to the goal that we want to achieve. And when I first started this journey, when I first was presented by the Prime Minister to the Biafran people, I said that I'll not only be a lobbyist, but a fellow freedom fighter for the independence of Biafra. And today I greet you as victorious independence fighters, because that's what you are. Yeah, my friends, this occasion is an illustrious one that will forever be in our hearts and will be passed along to future posterity as a seminal moment in our great struggle for freedom. The independence of Biafra will not only be a symbol of hope for the continent of Africa, but the entire world. Biafra will be a symbol of pride. In the 1960s, President John F. Kennedy and the United States government played an important role in supporting the decolonization of Africa and supporting various African independence leaders and African nationalist movements. President Kennedy understood that supporting the African people rather than the European colonists was not only the right thing to do and the moral thing to do, but in the interests of the United States, which at the time had been competing with the Soviet Union for influence in Africa and throughout the world. Similarly, in this new age of great power competition, the United States has an obligation to support the new African independence movements of the 21st century and put an end to the legacy of neocolonialism in Africa. And Nigeria is one of the worst examples of neocolonialism, a failed British project. And the rise of Biafra will put an end to this nonsense in Africa. As the Biafran government lobbyist from Washington, D.C., I've taken the Biafran message, or we could even say the Biafran gospel, to the highest levels. We have spoken to the Congress. We have spoken to the White House. We have spoken to the think tanks and the decision makers in Washington. As the finance minister said, we have met with and presented the Biafra Charter to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest level official in the United States government. And we've met with many members of Congress. The results have been overwhelmingly positive. We have received overwhelming support. We've already received many commitments. Not a single member of Congress or U.S. official that I've met with have expressed any support for Nigeria. So we're on the right track, and we're in a very good position as we move into the future. At this convention, we will have speakers from the most prestigious think tanks in Washington, D.C., including the Cato Institute, the American Enterprise Institute, and In Defense of Christians. We have seen the fruits of this engagement with powerful, longtime U.S. diplomats such as Ambassador Tibor Nagy and the American Enterprise Institute, Dr. Michael Rubin, who will be speaking at this convention. Highlighting the plight of the Prime Minister's detention, even critiquing Finland for what's happening, which is very significant. And in fact, there are articles in the news recently talking about the shock that people have about U.S. officials supporting the Prime Minister during the current detention. So this shows you the impact of what we're doing. In the next upcoming U.S. presidential administration, I believe there will be a number of independent African states or emerging African states which will be which will have their independence recognized. Yes. There are already many discussions. There's already talk about, for example, recognizing Somaliland as independent from Somalia in the coming Trump administration. With our work in Washington, D.C., we will guarantee Biafra's on that list of countries to be recognized. We will achieve U.S. recognition of Biafra. We're already very close. We're not far away. And once we have that recognition, it will be very easy to get UN recognition, other recognition, as I've said before, where the US leads, others follow. So we will get there. I have also, through my international contacts, interacting with world leaders, have put out feelers about Biafra to other independent states, including in Africa. As you heard, my good friend and my other client, the president of the Eritrean government in exile, recognizes and will be the first country to recognize the United States of Biafra. As President Badarai noted, while Eritrea gained independence from Ethiopia in 1991, the people of Eritrea have been under a brutal dictatorship since that time and have not had their freedom. And President Badarai wants to bring freedom and democracy to his people, and it's been an honor to represent his cause in Washington, and he is very strongly supported by our government over the current dictatorship in Eritrea. So his recognition of Biafra is very significant. And I believe through what he's doing, through other contacts we're making, I think we can get recognition for Biafra from other states in Africa and other countries as well. So we'll be having a lot of conversations outside the U.S. government with other governments that are sympathetic, and I think we can make a lot of international progress. Biafra's struggle for independence is a sublime one, in which the lands of its indigenous people can finally take control of their own destiny. For too long, the people of Biafra has suffered under colonial bondage and now neo-colonial oppression, being forced to be under the Nigerian yoke. With the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra, that is all finished with. Let us strive to create a new nation which will serve its people and be an example to the world. My fellow Biafrans, my fellow freedom fighters, long live independence, long live an independent and sovereign Biafra. Thank you.
And complete the program before we take pictures. Biafrans around the photo booth, please take your seats. All right, welcome everyone to this session of our convention. By show of hands, how many of us have ever clicked on the BLT website, on the government website? How many of us? Oh, that's encouraging. Madam Nen, I know you've done BLT. You're not raising your hands. Good. All right. So we have Honorable Amo Biene. He will talk about BLT. He will walk us through on the process of keying in that BLT. And I'm sure he will talk to us about the importance of your taxes. We call Honorable Ene to the stage.
Good afternoon, Biafrans. First of all, I want to greet our leader, Onye Ndu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because it's because of him that we are all here today. And when I say that, I mean because it's from Onye Ndu that our Obatobie came. And springing forth from our Obatobie comes all these Biafrans who are here today. So first we have to thank Onye Ndu for being Onye Ndu. Onye Ndu in our language explains everything. The leader. It's not just a leader, the chosen leader. So we thank Onye Ndu for making sure that we are here today. And of course, we thank the finisher. We have finished it, guys. It's no longer a story. The only story that is being told today is the story of how we survived all the tribulations from our own supposed friends and brothers. So all we do now is to educate and encourage them because we believe that they have lost their path. Like Michael told us when he was being asked questions, we're not going to antagonize them at all time. Sometime we're going to call them together. Tell them the importance of what we're doing and why we have to do what we're doing. And all the cabinet members here, without all of you guys, it wouldn't be possible for all of us to sit here today. So I thank all the cabinet members. Because of time, I'm not going to call everybody's name. And each and every one Biafran here, those who are back home, our soldiers back home, the backbone of everything that we're doing. We thank our angels as they are fondly called. May Chukwu Okeabiama continue to be with them as they protect our land. Of course, my name is Amobi. Amobi Chukwu. Amobi Chukwu. I come before you today with a message of unity, hope, and responsibility. At the heart of our shared dreams, the liberation of Biafra. I believe that's the dream we all share, and that's why we're gathered here today. Our journey filled with sacrifice and resilience calls for a new kind of action, driven by a collective strength, resources, and unwavering commitment to our freedom. The concept of the Biafran Liberation Tax, fondly called BLT, is a call for collective responsibility in support of the socio-economic and political aspiration of Biafrans. The initiative aims to unite individuals under a common purpose, the development, liberation, and self-sustainability of all Biafrans. This presentation outlines the need and the reward and the processes of contributing to the Biafran Liberation Tax. It serves as an educational guide to empower every Biafran to take active role in shaping our future. This is a role we all have to embrace, guys. I know we all here already did. So we're talking to our brothers and our sisters who are going to be watching us live. As long as you have Biafran blood running in you, we are speaking to you today because we are calling you to this shared responsibility that we all have. Biafran's struggle for independence began in the late 1960s, driven by the political, economic, and social marginalization within Nigeria. The declaration of the Republic of Biafra in 1967 symbolized the determination of its people to fight for freedom and justice. The Nigerian Civil War, 1967 to 70, led to immense suffering, including famine and loss of over 5 million lives, of which 3 million were children starved to death I need you to think about that as you're coming out from lunch. I need everybody who is listening to us today, if you're sitting by your system, by your TV and listening to us today, or watching this program at any time, just imagine the starvation of 3 million children. Let this resonate with you when you're clicking on the link for the BLT, so that when you're giving to the Biafran people, you will give to us that which will cost you a thing. Because for Biafra, we are ready to do everything and anything. Although the war ended, Biafrans have continued to face political exclusion and economic challenges, keeping the dream of our liberation alive. That's what they don't understand. When you oppress us, you fuel our desire to be free. Because we were created free, isn't it, guys? We were all created free. Today, millions of Biafrans worldwide remain united by a shared history of resilience and hope. The Biafran Liberation Tax is a step towards fulfilling this long-standing vision, honoring past sacrifices, and building a future of Biafra and self-resilience. Now, when you're paying all this, when you're making all this payment, you should always know and have in the back of your mind why you're doing all of this. You're not just doing it because you want to give some government your money, but you're doing it for some certain reasons. Advocacy and diplomacy. This will support efforts to gain international recognition and advocate for Biafran rights. Now, just like Michael said, I'm going to point again. We need more Elias on our side. We need more of Elias on every side that Biafrans are. Because with more of Elias, oh my goodness, the whole world will speak, listen, eat, and dream Biafra. Because Elias, our friend, has done a great job in making sure that our dreams, our voices are heard. It shouldn't only be heard in Washington, D.C., but in every corner where Biafrans exist. Just like the CEOs took all the trips she took, when we have more of Elias by your contribution, which will help us achieve that dream, it will be a walkthrough whenever we make any step towards this liberation. Self-reliance. This will reduce dependence on external support and ensuring sustainability of our initiative. Most importantly, ensuring that our army have everything they need to protect and defend our motherland. Without your support, we can't do this. Now, when we talk about shared responsibility, I want us all to come with me. Shared responsibility strengthens unity. When there is shared responsibility amongst brothers, there is unity, because you're working towards same purpose. Imagine if 500,000 Biafrans in the United States, which of course has over 2.5 million Biafrans, each sacrifice $5, the cost of a coffee, in one day, just $5. This simple act could raise 2.5 million ejema in a week. We have the number, we have the population, and we must use what we have. When we were sent on exile in different countries in the world, this was the reason why Okika Abiyama made it possible for us to succeed wherever we are. Multiply this effort across Canada, Europe, and all the parts of the world where Biafrans, of course, live, and the potential becomes monumental. Just as tax funds the progress of nations worldwide. The liberation tax will fund our quest for freedom, development, and self-sufficiency. Now, don't think there is no reward to your contributions. The rewards comes in different phases and forms. The cost of liberation is high, yes, we know, but the reward is immeasurable. By paying your liberation tax, you're not just funding the fight. You are investing in the future of Biafra, that Biafra that you and I speak of, that heaven on earth. That is where you're putting your investment. Like the taxpayers in the church, the offerings in the church, your contribution makes it easy for your government to be able to achieve the dreams that they have for our dear nation, Biafra. You are investing in the future of Biafra, my people. A free Biafra means self-governance, dignity, and the ability to shape our destiny as a people. When you make these contributions, when we are able to do what we are supposed to do, we will make the decisions that pertains and concerns the people of Biafra, all by ourselves. When we contribute, we also show the world that Biafrans are united and determined. Remember, it is a shared interest. It's a shared goal that we are all putting together. So we are giving the world that picture of the Biafra that we have always all known. Our collective actions demonstrate that even the smallest contributions, I made mention of $5. Onyendu once told us in the United States to make a contribution of $1 each. That's because he knows the population of our people. I am just lucky to be a servant of Onyendu and the servant of the Biafran people. So I will always make reference to what my leader has said, so that if you don't listen to me, you can listen to Onyendu. The Igbo saying, "Anyị nyukoma milionu." Thank you very much. Ndị be anyị, my people, it is time for us to nyukola milionu. If I'm not going to eziokwu, it is the simple truth. We can do everything we are doing, but the most important thing we are going to do is our collective action. Our collective action in funding, not just in speaking. It will give us, and it will get us faster to where we're going. Unfortunately for our enemies, we're already in Biafra. So what we are doing now is pushing towards everything that is going to get us a final homestay for our mass exodus 2024. Oh yes, 2025. That is Otunwa, that is my brother on X.